Everyone, happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you intrigued by the growing interest in weight loss drugs and wondering if there's a more natural way to boost your metabolism? Let's talk about, GLP-1, the hormone that can help you feel fuller, managing blood sugar and support weight loss. If you can foster natural GLP-1 production, there's a chance you might not need medications like Ozempic. Furthermore, managing your stress can also play a crucial role in managing your weight. And understanding healthy ways to manage your weight can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why we're so glad to welcome Dr. Stephanie Dunlop, founder and instructor of Club MVMNT, back to our IG Live. Dr. Dunlop offers online coaching and is founder of the Elite Mom Movement. She joined us back in February to discuss weight gain and hormones. So be sure to check out our Reels feed for part 1 of our chat with Dr. Dunlop. And today we're going to focus on natural GLP-1 production. And we're going to talk about how hormones impact weight, ways to manage your weight without pharmaceuticals, the role of stress in weight maintenance, and so much more. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you
How are
so
you?
much for good. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us again.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Yeah. And then like for those who aren't aware, tell us a little bit about yourself again and how you became the founder of Club Movement and also Elite Mom Movement.
Yes. So again, thanks for having me back. So I'm Dr. Stephanie Dunlop. I am a board certified physician. Currently my board certification is in emergency medicine, but I also specialize in metabolic health and weight management. Throughout my career, I've worked with many individuals, especially a lot of women who struggle with weight loss despite their best efforts. And really, I recognize the need for a more comprehensive approach that's science-based. And so I founded Club MVMNT, which is located in Gross Sharon, Texas, just outside of Houston. And wanted to create a platform that's really dedicated to empowering women to take control of their health through personalized strategies that are customized to them to really address the root causes of their weight gain rather than just the symptoms.
I love it. I love it. So today we're talking about natural way of increasing GLP-1, and then a lot of people, when they've heard about GLP-1, they immediately think about the weight loss drugs. And
Yes.
it's being like super popular. So what are some things that, people should consider before using weight loss drugs?
Yeah, so I would say, weight loss medications, they can be really effective tools, and sometimes I do use them with my clients, but they really aren't suitable for everyone. It's important to really consider factors like underlying health conditions, potential side effects, and the importance of lifestyle changes with it, and making sure that we're doing what we need to do on that front. So medication should really complement, not replace the healthy eating, regular physical activity, those sorts of things. So it's also important to really understand the mechanism of those drugs and exactly how they work and set realistic expectations to ensure that we're using them safely.
Like, in which case do you think, weight loss drugs are actually necessary?
Yes. So when they're recommended, in general would be, and they say that they're appropriate for individuals with a BMI or a body mass index that's above 30, which unfortunately is actually a large part of the American population currently on average. The other way that you can, qualify in a sense is if you have a BMI that's over 27, but you have obesity related health issues in addition to it, like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, things of that nature. But the decision should always be made in consultation with your, healthcare provider, of course. And it's important to consider the individual's overall health profile as well as their previous weight loss attempts. Like, what have they tried versus not tried? In my opinion, I think it's important to always try the lifestyle changes first, before we start to add that in.
Like, talking about side effects, why do so many people eventually, gain their weight back after getting off of Ozempic?
Yeah, so Ozempic is the main kind of GLP-1 that we hear about. And they do aid in weight loss by regulating your appetite and your blood sugar levels. But if you haven't established sustainable lifestyle habits with it, then discontinuing the medication is just going to lead to that rebound weight gain because you return most of the time to your previous eating patterns, and that leads to weight gain. So this really underscores the importance of integrating those really comprehensive lifestyle changes in addition to the pharmacological intervention.
That makes sense. Now back to the GLP-1, like many of us heard about it. It's in some pharmaceutical commercials, like social media. Like what exactly is it?
Yes. So GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. So it's a hormone that's produced in your gut, and it really plays a pivotal role in your glucose metabolism and your appetite regulation. So when it works, it enhances your insulin secretion, which then in turn slows the rate at which your stomach empties. Okay. And that's what promotes that feeling of fullness and satiety. And all of those contribute to its effects on weight loss management.
So that's like a one of the hormones. Like, what's the connection between in general, like, this hormone, other hormones, and the weight management?
Yeah, so because it influences insulin release and your appetite, then it can also help regulate those blood sugar levels and then reduce the food intake. So the elevated GLP-1 levels lead to decreased hunger and improved overall, performance, and it makes it a target for both pharmaceutical and natural weight management strategies in that regard.
Got it. Like, what are some things can happen as a side effect of the GLP-1 medications?
Yeah, so the big ones that we see are going to be nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, in the opposite direction. We can see a loss of bone density due to the loss of muscle mass, and especially if we're not, eating enough protein. And then we see even in some people gastric emptying that's slowed to the point of gastroparesis, where your stomach is essentially paralyzed, and a lot of people can have gut health issues after taking the medication sometimes as well.
I mean, these are quite serious side effects.
Yes, yeah, they can be for sure.
So then, can natural ways of to increase GLP-1 being used in tandem with the weight loss drugs?
Yeah, so I would say incorporating natural methods to boost GLP-1 would be recommended whether you're on a GLP-1 or not. So it's really important to complement those pharmacological treatments to enhance your overall outcomes. For instance, there is a supplement that I use on some of my clients. It's made by a company called LifeVantage, and it's called the Mind Body GLP-1 system. And it's designed to naturally stimulate your body's own natural GLP-1 production because we all make it internally, but it's just as we age, we make less of it. And so it really has helped with sustainable weight loss and overall wellness. And a recent study actually demonstrated that combining this supplement with another supplement that they have called Protandim NRF2, which most people probably haven't heard of, but it basically helps your body produce its own or increase its production of antioxidants. So combining the two has caused a significant increase in natural GLP-1 production up to 140%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's what the studies have shown for it so far. So it's had really amazing results for people who've tried everything else and just couldn't see results. And when combining the two together, it's just been really synergistic and amazing the way that people feel. So that's one that I use a lot, and then I use it also to get people off of things like Ozempic. Because actually, if you understand the way that Ozempic works, it's a GLP-1, but it's not GLP-1. It actually attaches to the GLP-1 receptor in your cells, and then it acts like GLP-1. So in turn, it down regulates your body's production of GLP-1. So your body's actually making less of it. So that's why when people go off Ozempic, they tend to just regain their weight because they have even less of the GLP-1 than what they started with. So then they're more hungry, they have more cravings, they have more issues. So by doing this natural supplementation, even to get people off of it, we increase and boost their body's own production of GLP-1, and then they can, titrate down off of that medication. So, but with or without medication, it's had awesome results.
Oh my God, this makes me feel like the drug company is being so evil, like you're like hooked on to this and then naturally reduce your body's natural production of GLP-1. It really should be used in tandem. Like you should like while trying to increase versus like, forcefully decreasing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Most people don't understand that aspect of it, but that's why people end up being on it for such a long-term period because they try to go off of it and they just can't.
Wow. So how can stress impact your weight? Like tell us about the hormone effects of stress.
Yeah, yeah. So stress is a big factor, especially for us as women, moms, life in general. And chronic stress, it triggers the release of cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And those elevated levels can lead to really chronic inflammation, which has its own kind of downstream effects of chronic illnesses. It'll increase your appetite and your cravings for unhealthy foods. You'll accumulate fat, particularly in the abdominal area, which none of us enjoy. And the physiological response that it causes can really sabotage your weight management efforts and contribute to those metabolic imbalances.
Oh wow. So what are some tips that you have to manage daily stress?
Yeah, so incorporating, mindfulness practices is always important. So meditation, deep breathing, that can significantly reduce your stress levels. We implement a lot of gratitude journaling in my program as well. But the basics too help: regular physical activity, adequate sleep, setting a time for hobbies and things you enjoy is important as well. And those really play roles in your stress management. In my online program, we actually delve into even, deeper stress management strategies to really find the best options that's tailored for the person because, not everyone likes to meditate, but that is something we work on.
So what are some like of your favorite foods for lowering cortisol?
Yeah, the top of mind ones would be omega-3 rich foods. So things like salmon, flax seeds can help modulate your cortisol. Additionally, magnesium rich foods as well. So that, like leafy greens, nuts, whole grains, those will help as well. In addition to some nice supplementation, if you're deficient in any areas as well.
And all of these are powerful antioxidants too, which also help with detox, all the stuff that we talk about too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you mentioned it like for weight maintenance, you mentioned exercise, like why must you exercise even if you are losing weight without it?
Yeah, so even if you're seeing progress without dietary changes, or sorry, through dietary changes or medication, exercise is your long-term insurance policy, is what I call it, right? So it's not just about burning calories, it's about preserving your muscle. And that in turn will help with your metabolism, your overall mobility. When we're older, we want to stay off of the walkers and the wheelchairs and the things of that nature. So it's important. So without that intentional movement, especially strength training, weight loss can start to come from your muscle and even start to come from your bones, which is not great at all. And it really leads to those long-term health risks. We've actually been shown that we start to lose muscle mass in our 30s, right? Like it starts early. And I was actually alerted to some alarming statistics by one of my colleagues, Dr. Perlmutter. I'll give him his credit for this one. But the statistics have shown, or not the statistics, the research has shown that like by age 80, muscle loss can be up to 50% of our muscle mass by that time. And loss of muscle mass with age is actually linked to a 300% increased risk of Alzheimer's and dementia. So,
Right.
and also a 57% increased risk for depression. So, essentially, healthy muscle supports a healthy brain, which is why it's so super important. It supports your hormone balance, your insulin sensitivity, strengthens your bones, and boosts your energy and your mood. So it just has multiple benefits.
Wow. And it overcomes the side effects of Ozempic if you're on Ozempic because the drug makes you lose muscle weight. Yeah. And I think like one thing people also often don't realize is that muscle actually like will burn more calorie. So if you have more muscle, you actually naturally burn more
Yeah.
calorie versus like when you have less muscle. So it's great. Like when you exercise, not only you gain muscle, burn more calorie, you're also building up the strength that, help you combat like side effect of Ozempic, but more downstream, like later on long-term benefits.
Yep. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head there.
So like what are some of your favorite core exercises for trimming the belly fat that we're all worried about?
Yes. So I personally love deep core activation exercises. So things like you see in like Pilates or bar. So pelvic tilts, dead bugs, glute
Oh my
bridges,
God.
PBA, like trans-abdominis breathing. They're gentle, but they're powerful and really set the foundation. And it's important because your core, it stabilizes your spine. Those exercises will flatten your stomach, which we all like the appearance of that. And it really helps build it from the inside out, that foundation, and supports your posture, your pelvic health. So it's especially important for postpartum women and women who have like rectus diastasis, things of that nature to start there.
I just love the breadth of knowledge you have from like emergency medicine, dealing with like super stressful stuff, to like a movement, lifestyle medicine and everything. It's just like so awesome. So how can someone work with you? Like, and also tell us about the online coaching program again.
Yeah, yeah. So, I offer a signature program. It's called the Functional Fat Loss RX. And so it's a physician-led, obviously science-backed transformational program where it's really designed for women who are tired of restrictive diets and people telling them to just eat less and move more. Like that advice doesn't work anymore. So we start with a deep dive of your labs. We do personalized protocols that are based on addressing your hormonal, your metabolic issues, your nutritional deficiencies, and really addressing those lifestyle root causes like weight gain, fatigue, mood swings. So you get really high touch coaching, a really customized roadmap just for you, that accountability, which is important, and all the education and the support you need to really feel like you again without sacrificing your favorite foods and your social life and things of that nature.
I love it. What about the elite mom movement? And then how can anyone get involved?
Yeah, so the Elite Mom movement is my community I created to empower women, especially moms, but women in general, everyone's welcome, to take back control of their health, their energy, their confidence. And it's for, the high achieving women. So those who are feeling burnt out, they're bloated all the time, they feel stuck in a body that doesn't reflect their ongoing efforts. So you can follow me on Instagram or on Facebook. I do have an Elite Mom Movement community page on Facebook as well that you can join completely for free. So it's a great first step before diving, headfirst into one of my programs. And I share tons of free value, live trainings, expert support in there.
Wow. Yeah. It's like full of great content and information.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share or promote?
Uh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually currently, well, you guys are getting the first listen here, but I'm pre-releasing my hormone imbalance quiz that is going to really give you some insight into where your symptoms might be coming from, whether it's estrogen excess or you're not making enough progesterone, things of that nature. And it does come with a personalized kind of lab review roadmap with it as well to kind of give you some guidance on where you should probably go from there to start to address the issue. And so if you want to get really clear on what's, actually causing your weight gain or preventing you from losing weight, having energy issues, cycle issues, things of that nature, or you want early access, then you can DM me quiz to get to be on the wait list for that because it hasn't released quite yet, but it will be releasing soon. I would also say, if you're interested in that LifeVantage MindBody GLP-1 product, it is all natural, so it's recommended for pretty much anyone. So if you're interested in the link for that, then you could DM me GLP for that one. And then lastly, I actually haven't even talked to my own clients about this yet. But I'm going to be launching soon an exclusive GPT or AI bot. It's called Metabolic
Oh,
Mentor. Yeah, and so it's going to give you instant personalized meal ideas, grocery
Oh
lists,
my
eating out
gosh.
strategies, and it's all based on your goals and your preferences. So initially, it's only going to be available to members of my program, and then we will release it to the public.
That is crazy. How do you even have time to sleep and exercise?
I time management.
I love it. Well, that's why everyone needs to work with Dr. Dunlop. Like, look what she's doing, and she's still smiling and then teaching us about these things. And so make sure you DM quiz for the hormone quiz that's coming up, and DM GLP-1 for the two supplements that we just talked about, and also the chat box.
Yes.
Oh my God, there's so much.
Yeah.
Okay, please, and I'm so glad you're giving us the first tip. So please keep us posted, and I will be sure to promote everything that you're doing.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much again for sharing your knowledge today, and looking forward to more chats in the future.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Have a good one.